on the desert, and like the mouses hide themselves in the burrows, like to protect themselves from the sun.
Exactly. Okay, now. So first of all, we are going to begin with the question that that what is a desert? So
Yes.
desert is basically an area, a part of land where very low rainfall will be happening, where living conditions will be very difficult. There will be lack of vegetation, lack of crops, lack of plants. Getting it now? So it's an area, first of all, give the topic terrestrial habitat and write the simple definition for desert right now. So it is an area on land that receives very low very low rainfall very low rainfall and can have very high or low temperature, very high or very low temperature,
No temperature.
low temperature, and can and has very less vegetation, has very less vegetation. So that is what a desert is. Furthermore, another thing is that there are two types of deserts. There are two types of deserts, like cold and hot deserts. Getting it now? There are two types of deserts. One is cold desert, one is hot desert. Like for
Sir,
example,
hot
the
desert are
Arabian.
like the desert which you just like uh told the definition, right?
See, this definition is both for the hot and cold deserts,
Cold desert.
where the rainfall will be very low and the temperature can be very high or either it can be very low. And both of them, whether
So
it be cold desert or whether it be hot desert, they will be having very less vegetation. We're talking about the type. So there are two types. One is the cold desert, one is the hot desert. So by definition, I think you can try to understand that in cold desert the temperature will be unusually very low, unfit for survival of humans right now.
yes,
Okay. Furthermore, the cold deserts would be located at very high altitudes, at mountains, for example. Huh?
yes,
We have examples
and
of
it is
polar
present
deserts.
from the south,
Yeah,
like the
right
south
now,
region,
like that.
where it
Getting
is
it now.
so cold, very cold.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now. Also, snowfalls would be common in the cold deserts. Getting it now. Snowfalls would be common in cold deserts. That is one thing. Or they are the kind of trees that will be growing would be kind of like this, like this.
Yes.
Hmm. Coniferous trees would be growing, having a cone-shaped structure.
Hmm.
Okay, that is one thing. By the way, we have some examples of cold deserts also, like the Great Basin. Great Basin is one such example. Okay, so talking about example, you have the Great Basin is one such example of a cold desert. Okay, for the hot desert, I think you can give plenty of examples. Can you give one example of a hot desert?
Sir, camel.
Hot desert. I'm
Oh,
asking about a hot desert, not about the animal. You have
uh, no, sir.
Sahara Desert or Arabian Desert, Thar deserts. So many deserts are there, no? Like just take the example of Arabian Desert. Right now, you are living in India or like you are in the Saudi Arabia. Where are you?
Sir, I am right now in Dubai.
Okay, okay. Furthermore, talking about moments ago, I took the name of Sahara Desert. You know, Sahara Desert is the world's largest hot desert. The world's largest hot desert. Okay, na? Where the temperature is very usually very high. The climate is not suitable for we humans to survive. Right now, rainy season is rainy season is for a very short is for a very short duration of time. Okay, na?
Yes.
That is one thing we have learned. Talking about cold deserts here, snowfall can take place here. Little rainfall. Scorching heat. Scorching heat. Okay, na? Scorching heat will be there. That is something. If you're done writing this, please do let me know.
Okay.
Okay. Do you know of deserts found in India?
Um, no.
No? There are deserts in India as well. Like the
Sir, I only know that they are deserts of India. I mean, there are deserts in India, but I don't know the names.
Okay, see, there's a desert which is spread over over the area of India and Pakistan both. Okay, it is not entirely in India. वो completely India में नहीं है, but it forms
It's
part
half in
of.
India and half in Pakistan.
How we can say that some portion of it is in India, some portion of it is in Pakistan, and the name of that desert is Thar Desert. Okay, now,
Oh,
so you can note down an important thing that Thar Desert is located in India and in Pakistan. While you have some other like Run of Kutch is one such example. Anyways, just
what, sir?
write the Run of Kutch is also one desert found in Gujarat. But just write this much, it will be sufficient. Okay.
Okay.
Mhm. Hana hasn't joined the class today, no?
Yeah. Sir, yesterday also she left 5 minutes early, right?
Yeah, she left the class 5 minutes early. Anyways, yes, Salima, done.
Sir, 1 minute.
Okay.
Sir, that is Thar.
Yes, Thar. That is Thar Desert. Your voice is kind of stuck in between. It's located in India and Pakistan.
Desert is located in India and Pakistan. Done, sir.
Done? Good. Now, talking about the type of organisms that will be found living in the deserts, right now. So we have some common examples of. Uh, is my screen not visible to you?
Sir, you are talking.
Is it stucking in between?
Sir, your voice is big.
Yeah. Am I audible to you now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So then continue. Let us continue from where we left. Yeah. So I was talking about the type of organism that will be found to be found in the desert habitat. Okay, in the desert region. Am I audible to you, Halima?
Yes, sir, you are.
Okay, okay. Mhm. So particularly the type of organisms that will be found to be living, they would be able to survive in low availability of water. That is one such habitat in them, adaptation found in them. Certain kind of organisms would be living in the burrows. They will dip burrows and will be living in the burrows. Like for example, certain
Sir,
kind of reptiles. Yes.
sir, in the desert there is no water, right? So how can the animals like the rats can live in the
Mm-hmm.
desert?
See, there will be certain parts of deserts where some or little amount of water will be available right now. So just on that limited amount of water, they will be able to survive. Getting it now?
Sir, only that only that small quantity of water.
Yeah, that will be sufficient for them. They will be able to survive in that. Okay, now getting it. Hmm. I'm trying to join from other device, but this seems to be some issue in that. Just give me a moment. Meanwhile, just have a look at this
Sir, even
camel.
your voice is still breaking.
It's still breaking. Just hold on for a minute, then just give me 1 minute. Yeah. Am I not audible now? Yes, now I should be audible to you.
Yes, sir, you are.
Okay, okay.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. So talking about adaptation. So first of all, we're going to have a look at adaptation shown by the camels, right? So we see that the body of the camels would be usually high above from the ground, right now. So in order to escape from the scorching heat of the sun, right, their body would be having thick
Being
fur. Getting it? Furthermore, they can
yes,
close their nostrils to avoid the sand from entering into their nostrils. If there's a sandstorm, if there's a sandstorm in the area, so thereby they can close their nostrils. Furthermore,
sir,
their hairs are hairy. Yes,
they are closing the nostrils so they can. How can they breathe?
yeah, not completely. Like they can close their nostrils to avoid the dirt from entering into their nasal passage.
Oh,
Okay, in that sense, I'm saying. Okay. Furthermore, they have two eyelets. They have got two eyelets. Okay, now they are two eyelets. Furthermore, their eyelashes are also very long in order to avoid their eyes from the scorching sunlight. You're getting it now? Ever thought about this? Like, what is
yes,
the role of the eyelashes? What function is performed by them?
yes, sir.
Huh? So the
Yes,
eyelashes, they basically um, provides us comfort from the scorching sun's rays. Getting it? No?
sir. But I thought that their eyelashes also like help them to uh
Like in what sense?
protect themselves from the sand.
Yeah, from the sun. That's what I'm saying. The eyelashes would be protecting the eye from the sun. They would be protecting the eye from any foreign
From the
objects like
sand.
dust, from the sand. Yeah, in that sense, also we can say it will be
Yeah.
stopping the sand also from entering into their eyes. Right now, furthermore, it will provide them protection against the scorching heat of the sun. Hmm? Or it will be reducing the air flowing into the eyeballs. If this strong wind is blowing, so like if strong winds are blowing, so we basically try to shut our eyes. So thereby, those eyelashes will be helping. Getting it now? It filters out the sunlight also. The eyelashes will be filtering out the sunlight. It will be shielding the eye from the sun's harmful rays.
Yes, sir.
Although they can't completely filter out the sunlight, but they will be helping. So hope you are getting it. Okay. So it prevents, helps
Sir,
them in a numerous ways. Talking about the hump, yes, Halima.
can I rejoin the meeting?
Okay, okay. Yes, Halima.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So talking about the adaptation shown by the camels. So far, what we have learned that they have long legs which provide them protection from the heat of the sun. They will be excreting very small amount of
Yes,
urine. They excrete very small of amount of urine. Furthermore, they will not be sweating. They do not sweat that much. Okay, na? They do not sweat that much, and their dung is usually dry. The waste that they excrete, that is usually dry. So in that sense, in that manner also, they will not be losing that much amount of water. Furthermore, it can go without water for many days because their body is losing very less amount of water now. That is one thing. Furthermore, as we know, during the night, the temperature in the deserts drops. Like the in deserts, in a hot desert, usually the temperature during the day will be very high. But in the night, what happens? As we know, the land heats up faster, but it cools down faster also. Meaning that the land ये जल्दी गर्म होती है और ये जल्दी ठंडी भी होती है. Getting it, Halima? So in the night time, what will happen? The desert will become cool. So thereby, in order to prevent itself from the cold, it has got a thick fur that provides its protection against cold. Getting it? So this is how their bodies are adapted. So hope that much is clear. In the previous class, we learned about how the plants in the deserts would be adapted. Yes, we learned about adaptation of the plants in deserts. So we have examples of
yes, sir.
cactus. Like the cactus, their leaves have been reduced to spines. They have spines instead of leaves.
Yes,
Because if there were to be leaves present in this now, like suppose ke agar leaves present hota, if the leaves should be present, so due to evaporation, lots of water will be lost from the surface of the leaves now. Lots of water would have been lost in the form of water
yeah.
vapor.
So, sir,
So that, yes,
for spines also they don't need like lots of water.
no, they don't need that's lots of water then. Right now, although we know that leaves carry out the process of photosynthesis, leaves photosynthesis karte hain, right? But here, in place of leaves, photosynthesis is being performed by the stem. Stems perform photosynthesis. Okay, stems photosynthesis perform karte hain. Their roots are very deep. They are
Sir, can you
widespread.
repeat?
I said that the stems of this cactus would be performing photosynthesis because leaves are not present. Leaves present nahi hai. So in place of
Huh.
that, the stem will be performing. The stems, they have chlorophyll in them. इनमें chlorophylls present है. So thereby they can perform photosynthesis, right?
Yes,
Furthermore, their stems are juicy. They can store lots of water. If you were to cut a cactus plant, you will observe lots of water will be stored in this. So they can store lots of water and utilize it. So talking about the different type of adaptations so far, which we have seen that they can store water. Right now, they can store water in their body. Like the camels, they can drink lots of water at a single time. The cactus plant, they can store water. They lose their leaves. Instead of that, they have thorns. They have spines in them
yes.
in order to defend their water, like so that another animal do not eat them. They have spines. So
Sir,
spines
uh,
will be providing them protection against the prey. Yes, Alima.
sir, but my teacher said that camels can eat like camels can eat cactus.
Yeah, obviously they do eat. Camels are known to be eating the cactus.
Uh,
Okay, no, they do eat it.
Sir, but
Hmm.
they have spines, right?
Yeah, they do have spines. But if you were to look at the tongue of the camels, they are very rough, right now.
Uh,
So they actually they before swelling the fleshy part of the cactus now, they can peel off the thorns from the cactus. वे क्या करते हैं? They peel off the thorns. वो thorns को peel कर लेते हैं. while they are eating the cactus now, so their tongues would help them to peel off the thorn from the fleshy part of the cactus. So thorns वो eat नहीं कर रहे हैं. So they are basically eating the fleshy, water-rich part of the cactus, not the thorns. Okay, now, and how are they able to do so? Because they have got a
because of
tough,
that tongue.
because of they have got a rough tongue. Their tongue is rough. Getting it now? Further,
Yes.
talking about the palate, like in our mouth, the upper part of the mouth, like if you were to touch your tongue to the upper part of your mouth chamber, there's a hard palate now. Try to understand
Yes.
what I'm saying. If you were to roll your tongue to the upper side, एक hard palate है.
Hmm.
Getting it ना? एक hard, a flat surface में आपका tongue touch होगा. That is called as palate. Getting it? You actually got this, what I'm saying? What this palate is?
Yes,
Palate.
sir.
हाँ. So talking about the camels now, their palate is very hard. इनके mouth में their palate is very hard. So thereby thorns damage नहीं करता palate को because it is very
Sir,
hard.
this is also one adaptation of the camel, right?
Yeah, obviously we can take this as one such adaptation in them. Okay, no? So their palate is very hard. It is kind of a floor of their mouth. Okay, no?
Hmm.
That is one thing. Their lips are very flexible and they are very tough. Their lips are also very tough and flexible. So that is thereby eating the cactus is not a big problem for the camels. Okay, no?
Camels.
Also, it forms an important part of their diet. They would be eating this. So that is the thing. Furthermore, in order to escape the heat, what did we saw in the case of camels? They have long legs.
They, yes.
Uh, they have long legs, or if you happen to see,
And
watch the documentaries,
eyelashes.
eyelashes also good. Or if you happen to see that, chameleons would be running on the desert in order to avoid
Yes.
contact with sand. Right now, you would have seen that they would be running in the deserts on the above the sand. So how they are able to survive? Huh? Like usually they will not be out in the day. First of all, if they're out, so their only feet would be touching the ground, and they would be running from here and there in order to avoid the cutting, avoid the touch with the sand for longer duration. Furthermore, chameleons are known to do camouflage also. Right now,
Yes.
so mostly the chameleons that would be found to be living in the deserts would be brown in color.
Hmm.
Okay, they would be brown in color. Furthermore, they can turn their colors during the duration of the day. Like as we know that darker color, if something is darker now, so it will be absorbing more amount of water, right? Or
Yes.
if something is light in color, it will be reflecting the light, reflecting the
Yes.
heat. So during the day, what will happen now? It will turn lighter in color. But during the night, say warmth की जरूरत है, it needs warmth, so thereby it will change its color to darker brown or darker black or something like that, so that it becomes warmer, so that it can become warmer, because turning darker helps warm the body of the animals, because the we know that dark colors absorbs more heat. Okay, no? So
Yes.
that is one such adaptation seen in them. They would be getting food from the water. Certain kind of animals would be getting food from water, like the case of the
Like the
camels moments ago we
camel
were discussing, right?
of the cactus.
Exactly. And they would be resting when it is hot. So during the day, most of the animals will not go out for hunting. Okay, no? The rats or the snakes or the chameleons, they would be hiding themselves under the burrows. Okay, no? Under
Hmm.
the burrows, they will hide them in order to avoid avoid themselves from the heat.
Heat.
They would be reducing the loss of water through thick skin. For this camel, they have a thick skin. If their skin is thick, so their body will not be losing that much of water. They would be reaching deeper water. For example, the roots of this cactus plant are deep, right, and they are branched, so that even if water is in deeper layers, they can access it. So these are some of the common strategies or common adaptations seen in the case of plants or animals in order to survive in the deserts, which we have learned. Also have a look at some of the interesting images I have taken over here. Like you see that this is this owl has hidden itself in this giant cactus plant, right? Or here you can look at the thorns. So thorns are basically modified leaves. In place of leaves, thorns are present, and thorns will also be providing protection to the cactus plant from being eaten away by any animal. Right now, just imagine if there were to be no thorns on this cactus. It's a good source of water. Lots of water is stored under the stem now. So any animal would be eating it to get water from it. Got this now. So that's all about the desert habitat. So hope you have learned about this.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Halima. Okay, so you have to write down this thing. Okay, now the topic will be adaptation shown by living organisms in a desert. Write this thing first of all.
Sir, I'm supposed to write all the examples, right?
All these 8 bullet points. These are the bullet points.
Okay.
Okay, now write down them. By the way, you know this interesting thing about camels, that camels can travel at speeds of up to 40 miles per hour. They are really very fast animals. Okay, no? They are, by the way, fast animals. Although they are not known for running, but if they run, they can run really fast. Okay. Also, they can carry a good amount of weight. Okay, no? They can probably carry about they can carry about like several kilogram of weight they can carry easily.
Yes, sir.
Oh. Also, do they store water in their humps? Those camels, do they store water in their humps? Yes, Alima?
Not
No,
yet, sir.
no. Actually, fat is stored in their hump. Okay, na? And they can utilize that fat whenever they are in need of food, or when food or water availability is less, na, so thereby they can utilize that fat. Okay. Also, you would have observed like some of the camels have just one hump. कुछ camels में सिर्फ एक hump होते हैं. Like in some of them, there are two humps. Okay, ना?
Yes.
Hmm. Okay, write it quickly.
Done, sir.
Done? Good. After that, write some important points about the camels. Okay, now you're going to write about the adaptations. Just give the topic adaptation in camels? So write down the bullet points that they have thick fur, they have wide feet. Also, one more important thing to be noted down, like their feet is wide like this. Their feet is wide like this. If their feet
Yes.
were to be like this now, it would be really difficult for them to walk in the sand.
Sand.
Getting it? Because
Yes.
of wide feet, their feet is not immersed into the sand. It does not go into the sand right now. So wide feet is an adaptation that helps the camels to walk easily on the sand. Getting it? So that is the
Sand.
adaptation
Yes.
shown by the camels for walking. They have wide feet. That is one thing. Furthermore, write down that they have long eyelashes. They have
Hump.
hump also. Double eyelids are found in them, in their eyes. Double
Yes.
eyelids. They have hump. Hump would be storing fat. They store fat. Okay. Write down these. These are some of the common adaptations seen in them. Apart from that, we know that they would be able to survive on very less amount of water. At one single time, they would be drinking lots of water. Excrete less urine. Excrete less urine and no sweating.
Less urine. Urine. Long. Long. Sir,
Apart,
that
yes,
is long. Long eyelashes.
yeah, long eyelashes. Long eyelashes. Okay. So to just sum it up, what we have discussed so far is that the adaptation shown by various animals in the deserts are like snakes or rats would be digging burrows to escape intense heat. Like the one that you can see over here, they would be digging burrows, this rat, for example, to escape the heat from the sun during the day. Hmm. Also, many of the animals would be nocturnal, like they would be only active during the night. Like the rats, they are nocturnal animals. What do we call them? Not all of them. One that will be found in the desert would be nocturnal, active during active at night only. Okay, that is one such behavioral adaptation shown by them. Okay, the desert plant leaves are reduced to spines in order to avoid losing the water.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, even owls are also like that.
Yeah, owls are also nocturnal animals. Very good. Okay, you done writing all this? Then we then we did learn that the stems of the desert plants would have thorns or spines, but they also have a waxy coating on them. There's a waxy coating on them that also prevents the loss of water. Getting it now? And they would be able to carry out photosynthesis. The stems of the cactus plant, for example, carries out photosynthesis. Their roots goes deep into the soil so that they can absorb water. Right now, although apart from camels, kangaroo rats will also be found. The one that you see now, this one is actually called as kangaroo rat. Just now I recall that this is kangaroo rat, a type of rat found in the deserts. It has really long legs, by the way. If you were to look at some other rats now, it doesn't have that much long legs. Getting it, Halima?
Sir, can you explain once more? I by mistakenly left the meeting.
Oh, okay. See, I was talking about this rat. This is called as kangaroo rat. Okay, na? Why?
Yes.
Because it has got really long feet and the ears having somewhat resemblance to a kangaroo. So this rat that you see, this is a kangaroo rat. Okay. Okay, you were done writing the adaptations in the camels.
1 minute, sir.
Okay, write it quickly now.
Uh, they have white feet. Yes, sir, I'm done.
Done? Good.
Yes.
After this, just write down one more important point and the topic will be done. Okay. Write down about this adaptations.
Sir, this is a new subheading, right?
Yeah. In desert plants. Okay. So far what we learned that the leaves in desert plants would be, if they are present, they will be very less, or in most of them, like in cactus, it would be reduced to spines only. Right now, so the leaves in desert plants are absent to prevent loss of water. Loss of water. Instead, spines are present. And these spines should be providing them protection against the predators, against the other animals. Right now, so spines, their function is to provide protection. They do provide protection. Talking about the roots are long and wide spread so that they can have access to water. Okay. The stems, they will be known for storing water. So they store water in them. Another thing is that they have a waxy coating above them. Getting it? A waxy
Sir,
coating is above them. Yes?
desert plants also have waxy coating.
Yeah, about the desert plants only I'm saying. Particularly the cactus.
So,
Over the stem there would be a
water
waxy layer.
desert plants के बारे में नहीं है. Water lily water में रहता. तो उसमें भी रहता है. All of it, sir. So,
Like if you were to observe certain kind of desert plants, now if you happen to have a potted desert plant, any cactus plant, for example, if you were to look close to it, certain species of cactus would be having a waxy coating above it. If you were to observe it in the sunlight, now it would be reflecting the sunlight. Just a slight amount of sunlight will be reflected. Getting it, Halima? So
yes,
desert
sir.
plants, particularly cactus, have a waxy coating above them.
Are absent to prevent. Sir, what is after prevent?
Prevent loss of water. Instead, spines are present. In bracket, instead spines are present.
Loss of water. Water. Instead, spines are present.
Instead, spines are present.
Spines provide protection Roots long and sir, long and widespread, right?
Yeah, long and widespread.
Wide. Read. Then stems storing water, storing water. Then waxy coating, waxy performs photosynthesis. Performs photosynthesis. Done,
Okay,
sir.
done. Good. Now, next we're going to learn about the mountainous region. That is another habitat which we're going to learn. So, mountainous region would be basically, it would be kind of an elevated portion on the surface of the earth, which would be having lots of mountains. Getting it? So, we say that mountainous region is basically a large area of land that will be having many mountains in it. Right now, mountains
Yes.
would be usually a raised portion on the land that can have
So like
usually a
sometimes
high altitude.
even in Dubai there are some mountains.
Yeah, there are mountains in Dubai also. Obviously, we have several examples of mountains in Dubai. Getting it? Like a Hajar mountain is one of the common mountain.
Yeah.
Also, I think Oman or Hajar mountain, same thing, I believe. Okay, na?
Yes.
That is the most common one. Anyways, talking about the mountainous region, basically, I say that it's a region which has lots of mountain. It's a large area of land that will be at a high elevation. Okay, na? It will be raised. It's basically a raised portion of a raised land that is having lots of mountains in it. So first of all,
Yes.
write the definition. What do we mean by this? So it's a large area of land on earth that has many mountains. That has many mountains. Write down this thing first of all. Furthermore, uh, there can be a long chain of mountains in a mountainous region. For example, getting it? No, there could be several mountains. They would be appearing like in a form of chain. Like for example, like this mountain, another mountain, like this. Getting it now? So there could be a
Yes, sir.
chain of mountain in a mountainous region, right? Furthermore, plateaus can also be found within the
Sir,
mountainous region. Yes,
sir, mountain region like landform that raise above its surrounding.
above surrounding usually it's a landform that would be raised to above about 1500 to 2000 feet above the sea level. Getting it?
Yes.
Okay, and usually at the bottom it will be wide, but as we go higher up, it will become steeper. It will become narrower and narrower. What do I mean to
Yes.
say? कि ये let me erase this one actually. Say कि ये mountainous region है. This is a mountainous region, for example.
Hmm.
Okay, say this is a mountainous region. So what we observe, let's say these are some vegetations over here. So in the bottom, it is wider now. It is wider in the bottom. As we go up higher up, it becomes steeper, narrower and narrower. Getting it now? That is one thing. So furthermore, it is wider at bottom and narrower at top. Narrower at top. So this is all about the definition. I think this much would be giving you rough idea about what a mountainous region is, right? Furthermore, mountainous region can have many mountains. There could be a chain of mountains. Also, they can have
Sir,
some plateaus in them also. Yes.
sir, you're saying that when we go up, the altitude decreases, right?
No, no, not the altitude. Like think of it. Think of a mountain like a triangle. Huh? Bottom ये
Yeah.
wide है ना. This is wide ना.
Uh,
As you go up,
oh,
it becomes narrower like this now.
yes.
So
Sir, I
that's what
got
I'm saying. Got it now. Good. Done with the definition?
not yet.
Okay, okay, write it. Also, the kind of flora and fauna would be very unique. The
Yes.
flora and fauna of the mountainous region would be very different from other regions, right? Now, we're having a very unique combination of climate, of the flora, fauna, and the soil. So thereby we would be learning about the type of trees that will be growing in the mountainous region, what kind of animals would be surviving here.
No. It is wider at the bottom, and the narrow
Hmm.
at top. Done, sir.
Done? Good.
Yeah.
Hmm. If you were to look at the adaptation, first of all, have a look at this image. I'm erasing this. If you were to look at the trees now, this tree has a cone shape. The trees,
Yes.
it appears like the branches are sloping. The branches of the tree appears like they are sloping, right now, and they
Sir,
have a cone shaped structure.
it basically looks like a Christmas tree.
Yeah, like a Christmas tree. Okay, no. By the way, you
Yeah.
know about like which plant is Christmas tree? Like which species?
The
Basically, they
the
are the conifers, like the pine tree.
yeah.
Okay, ना?
Yes, sir.
This one is actually an example of pine tree. जिसे हम coniferous tree भी कहते हैं. हाँ,
Hmm.
pines और firs भी होते हैं, like FIR. हाँ, this one more tree by the name of fir, which also has the same shape. But ये
Hmm.
shape cone को resemble करता है. You know about a 3D shape that is cone, ना? Like
Yes.
this, that is a cone. So it resembles a shape similar to that of cone. Getting it? So one such adaptation, first of all, give the topic adaptation in plants. The subtopic is adaptation in plants. Yeah, back to the question which I was trying to ask you. Like, if you have a slant surface like this, if you have a cone shaped structure like this, and if I were to ask you to rest a ball over here, will the ball rest or will it slide down? Will it roll down?
Sir,
Will,
can you repeat?
if I were to give you a conical shape like this, और मैं आपको कहता हूँ to Halima, rest a ball over here. Huh? Will the ball rest over here or will it simply roll down?
Sir,
Meaning
it will roll down.
it will roll down. No?
Yeah.
So this plant has this advantage that it would be helping it. The snows will fall down because of this unique
Hmm.
shape. Snow ज़्यादा accumulate नहीं होगा. The snow will start to fall down. Furthermore, this shapes make them stronger. Like if there's a heavy snowfall now, so the plant can withstand it. The plant will not break. The branches will not break. Okay. So the first advantage is
Sir, it's
cone
like
shape.
the slanting roof on the house.
Exactly, exactly.
Sloping.
Very good. Exactly. Like in the mountainous region, the roof is slanting so that snow does not accumulate on it. Okay, no? So for the first thing is that the plant can withstand heavy snowfall because of this unique shape. Okay. Another thing is that they have needle-like leaves. They have needle-like leaves. See, the leaves would be kind of like this. If I were to show it over here, the leaves would be kind of growing like this. Getting it? So the advantage of having a needle-like leaf is now that first of all, like all these leaves would be having a waxy coating on them to prevent to avoid excess absorption of water or to avoid loss of water. That is one thing.
Sir,
Furthermore, yes,
it's like the coconut tree
we
leaf. Like
can take one such example, but coconut leaves they are kind of wide as compared to the leaf of the coniferous trees like the fir tree. Okay, now,
yeah,
or for example, pine tree. So their widths are different, by the way, but you can understand it as one such example. Getting it? So they have
yeah.
needle-like leaves, right? So thereby the snow will not accumulate on it. You just tell me, like, if the leaves were to be wide like this, too much of snow will accumulate over it. While will snow be
Yes.
able to accumulate on this needle-like leaf? No.
No, sir.
So that is one advantage. So snow does not accumulate. Snow does not accumulate. Also, they have a waxy coating on them. They too also have a waxy coating on
Waxy
them.
coating.
So snow will be slipping from it. It will slip from it. Also, the plant will avoid the loss of water. So they also help in preventing. They prevent water loss. Waxy coating prevents the loss of water from the surface of the leaves.
Yes, sir.
That is one thing. Furthermore, they would be growing very close to the ground. They will be growing very close to the ground. So if there's a strong wind blowing in that area, so thereby the plants will not be uprooted. Getting it now? So ये ground से काफी close grow करते हैं. So grows close to ground. That is one such adaptation. Furthermore, their barks would be very thick. The bark that you see now, bark is basically the layer. Basically, it's the layer of dead cells above the stem. जिसे हम bark कहते हैं. This is the bark. So the bark should be really thick. So thereby it would be protecting the plant from the cold. So it has got a thick
Yes, sir.
bark. It offers it protection against the cold. So these are some of the advantages, some adaptations shown by the mountainous plants.
Yeah.
Okay, done writing all this.
No.
Hmm. Okay, okay. By the way, just allow me to show you one image. Just have a look at this one.
Sir,
Look at this pine cones.
pine
You seen
cones.
these pine cones?
Yes, sir. I have seen this.
Seen this now? You know,
Yeah.
these pine cones are basically spatial structures that will be storing seeds. ये seeds store करते हैं. Getting it now? So
Yeah.
the mountainous plants they will be having the conifer or they would be having pine cones. So it's a seed bearing organ or seed bearing structure. Getting it now? So
Hmm.
that is one such advantage that uh, seeds will be stored in those pine cones. Otherwise, अगर directly seeds produce होते हैं, so seeds would have been damaged because of extreme cold. Getting it now? So they have pine cones. Done?
No, sir.
Okay, okay.
मेरी क्लास चल रही।
Later on in the next class, we'll be talking about adaptation shown by the animals of the mountainous region, where we get to see that there's thick fur. Thick fur will be growing on their body.
Yeah.
They would be
Sir,
having
like in the picture
special
you have
hooves.
shown the
The one that is shown in
animal.
this
Yeah.
image right now. For example, furthermore, the size of their lungs and the hearts would be usually large. Getting it now? Getting
Sir?
because yes,
No, nothing.
yeah. What we're seeing that the size of the lungs of the hearts of some of the animals, like for example, yak. You know, yak, yak. It would be
Hmm.
usually larger in size. Why is it so? Because as you go higher, as the altitude increases now, जब हम mountainous region में जाते हैं, when you go to the mountainous region, when you climb a hill, so the amount of oxygen decreases. Getting it? Amount of oxygen
Yes, sir.
decreases. So कई दफा हमें nose bleeding भी होती है. We suffer from nausea, right? We suffer from weakness.
Yes, sir.
Getting it? So plants, animals, how they have adapted? So they have large sized heart or lungs so that they can accommodate more amount of oxygen.
Yes.
Furthermore, they have a thick layer of fat also. Their body can store fat. Okay, no, that is one thing. You know, there are certain kind of animals, they have the fur, now the furry tail of certain mountainous animals, they can also store fat. Okay,
Yes.
so all those things you'll be doing in the next class, by the way. Even
Done,
the
sir.
paws of some animals now, they're also very thick and they have a layer of fat under them to provide
Yes.
protection against the cold. So that's it for today. We'll be continuing from the next class.
Bye, sir.
Yes, bye.